Welcome, once again. Let's turn that down. Slowly, 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 slowly. Slowly, 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 drag it down. There we go. Hello. We're here again. My neighbors are tapping on the walls. They've They're planting recording devices to monitor me. I'm being gang stalked. I need to escape. But regardless, a matter for another time. We're back. Hello again, computer. So yeah, another evening of delightful little diversions tonight, I think, awaits us. We are going to be getting right back into it. More AI shit, because that is what my brainworms demand at the moment. And who am I not to satisfy them? They are in control. So yes, I think we will be doing that. And one moment, I think I just muted my audio, but I did not actually kill the YouTube player, which is going to be eating our precious CPU time, silently playing the Planescape Torment OST. There we go. Maybe that's better. Hello. Cool. So yeah, let's do our usual little summary, so I can remind all of you and also remind myself where we left off, because shit's getting fancy. I think today might be a bit of a refactoring day. I think we were going at it pretty hard yesterday, and might be a day to just kind of relax, take it easy a little bit. We have this giant file currently, our big smaragdus.el, that has all of our lovely AI code, and you just probably start splitting that off into something that has a little more structure, maybe makes a little more sense. Yeah, I don't know. I think we'll probably be okay. Yeah. Okay, let's do it. Let's walk through. So, what we have so far is we have a simulator for Pokemon. We can simulate stat calculations, I think, almost entirely correctly. So we can derive actual stats from base stats and nature and EVs and IVs. We can take into account in battle stat boosts and status conditions that influence stats like burn and paralyze. We can calculate damage for moves of various types. So we know we can do type effectivenesses, stab, immunities, physical and special types. This is Gen 3. What else? A bunch of other stuff, probably. We can take into account, we have some support for having moves that have secondary effects, right? Like we can implement things that have a chance to burn or things of that nature. We have all of the basic status conditions implemented. We still have to do some of the secondary ones, but we have some of the easy ones implemented, like, I don't know, Ingrain and Confusion, and we have a framework for implementing the rest. So I think we're in a relatively good state on that front. What else do we have? We have infrastructure for switching, and for switching after a feint. We have a mechanism that can enumerate the valid moves that each player can take from a given state, and we have a little function that does a rollout. So given a state, it will play a random game with a potential limit on the number of turns. So I think that's getting us pretty close, right? I think we still have not figured out. I think I discussed maybe a couple nights ago, or was it probably last Thursday? How some of the ways I was thinking about how we're going to do the actual Monte Carlo tree search weren't working out because of how what is a given node in our tree actually representing, right? Because it's kind of like this stochastic thing, right? It's not deterministic at all. And how does that play into the fact that you can only take certain moves in certain states, right? If we don't actually know what state you're in, how do we know what the children of a given node are, right? And it's tough. It's a little funky. So we still need to think about that, and we'll see if we're in the mood for thinking. Sometimes we're just in the mood for letting our fingers do the walking, as it were, across the old keyboard, the plastic road. Elastic road to our dreams. So I don't know. Let's start doing some stuff. I'm raring to go, man. I haven't done any programming all day. Had a slow day. It's time to put the pedal to the metal. The figurative pedal to the figurative metal. Alright, let's pop open this. And we're gonna refactor here. Let's do a lot of refactoring. Let's be ambitious. We have, this is our, so this source is our fennel source. We're gonna actually rename this little fella. Let's rename this folder to client. Let's reflect that in the make file. Or no, it's not client. This is the server. I'm gonna rename this to server. In the make file, we'll replace source with server. Server, so in case we ever have a data folder. Server. Yeah. Okay, that seems good. Can we still run make? Do we make clean? No, we don't. Maybe we should add a make clean. Let's add a clean. And we will have make clean is just rm-rf. Clean depends on dist, maybe? I don't know if you can have, I don't know if you can depend on a directory, right? Doesn't matter. It just removes dist. Make clean. Make. Yeah, that does what we want. Let's keep rolling then, and let's make a directory called client. Okay, we're gonna move this to client, and we're gonna rename this to Smaragdus utils.el. This will just contain like stuff like our log writer and like just miscellaneous utility functions. And then we'll also have, let's say, we'll have a bunch of something Smaragdus net.el. New file. And we'll also have Smaragdus AI.el for now. We're probably going to split AI even further, right? But just for now, this is a start. We're just gonna call them all Pokemon Emerald Emulator Client. Utils, utils, and we're gonna grab this standard header from all of them. We'll plop that down here. Also the footer. And we're gonna copy this same thing to AI. Okay. We'll continue renaming things and continue renaming things. What are we complaining about? Here we go. What is this bitching about? Oh, we have things in the reverse order because what is going on there? Did we misspell something? That's confusing. Who knows, man? Who knows? It's a mystery. Am I not seeing something very obvious about why we are getting this little warning? I am unsure, but it is bothering me. Oh, because we named the file incorrectly. Yeah, that'll do it. I should not have named this a word that is not in my typing muscle memory. All right. It's time to grab things that are not in, yeah, so things like the customization group for all this stuff is going to be just in this utils thing. Same for these like configuration stuff, probably. These things will go in AI. These things will go in net. So we'll grab these things, plop them down here. We'll grab this. Back over here, we'll grab these. Okay. That reminds me, I think I brought something up and got distracted about making sure that like typeless was counted as a physical type and whether or not that was going to be the default behavior. We should check in on that. I hope it is. I sure hope it is. Yeah, this thing, that state thing looks like it sure should be in here. This is, I think I built this off stream. This is just like, I just like grabbed this from another project, probably like a little infrastructure for like an Emacs, like actually like handling network input asynchronously in Emacs is kind of weird. I have to do like this process filter thing. It's just a little awkward. So I just grabbed all the code I'd already written. Yeah, these all look like they should be. Oh, and we should probably make a UI, right? Like, what are you complaining about? Up here we should say require Smaragdus utils. Yeah. And we should probably also make a little file that loads everything. We're gonna say this is load.el. Add to list the load path. Yeah, that looks like the thing. Can we just say src? Oh no, we're gonna be good, right? We're gonna be. I think this is a thing, a library, right? f.el. And can we say f absolute? Like I want to just like make an absolute path. Yeah. F canonical. Client. Does that do the thing? Oh bother you. Max, you're a real goober sometimes. Require Smaragdus. Utils, we'll just require everything, right? Right. That'll do the trick. Okay, we need to make Smaragdus UI though. Let's shuffle things a little bit. Client. Copy all of this. We won't. We will follow the rules. We'll rename this to something that's just like Smaragdus. Foo. Tip tapping away. And this stuff is a lot more boring. Maybe we won't just refactor today. I'm finding that it's like, it's hard to just like ramble on like I usually do about random domain specific nonsense, like the usual Pokemon stuff. If I'm like, this stuff is not very exciting, so either way, we'll find something to be excited about, I guess. That's the optimistic way to look at it. UI. I guess this stream is more like the stuff I'm doing is so like not general, and like my assumption is just like it's like basically like ASMR background noise, kind of comfy chat room sort of thing. So I think it'll be okay, but still we gotta get down to business. Okay, so there's UI. Let's rip the UI stuff out of utils. Which I think all of the things that are like top level, that have the classic single / indicating that they're not like an internal function, but like oh yeah, this should probably be interactive too. Like things that are actually like interactive can be key bound and things like that. Like those are, that feels like it should be a what is, oh, you're just bitching about nothing. You should be in UI. Okay. And in utils, we're in AI rather. All the rest of this bullshit. All the rest. Oh, and rendering should also be in. We're finding the structure. Okay. Why are you complaining? Oh, it means we're not including the right libraries. We should probably have our library includes in our... Oh boo. What are you still whining about? Nothing. Okay, good. We'll make sure to put these, and also any internal libraries that we need, in the right places. Okay, and we also wanted that rendering code that renders our radar buffer, which, sure. Putting that in UI. Before the, yeah, that works. And we need to include the utils library. Where is this? Do we not have the state here? Did we put that in net? Yeah, we did. But it's fine. It's fine, it's fine. Include that too. And then here, just make sure to include utils. Do we have any stray warnings floating around? I don't think so. Okay. I think we're gonna be okay. Let's run this file, and then let's run a rollout. So let's rollout st100. Still very annoying that it takes that long just to simulate 100 turns, but such is life. That is how it be. Yeah, and this still seems like a reasonable thing that's happening here. In our sleep and our spore and poison powder exchange. We're back to unflavored LaCroix today, because I am apparently capable of drinking a 12-pack a day. Perhaps unhealthy, but hey, it could be ciggies. I don't know, dude. Well, that's besides the point. Let's dig into this. I think we want to divide this further. I think because we like this, I mean, this file is 1,000 lines long, right? Like all this scrolling is getting really a little much. Yeah. Let's maybe break it up. Let's say Smaragdus AI types.yl. We'll grab the usual. Yeah, Emacs Lisp is surprisingly boilerplatey. If you want to break things up like this, which I don't hate. I actually kind of like the way it encourages you aggressively to have like these commentary and code. Like I'm being kind of bad, not really filling out the commentary, which should be like what the purpose of the file is, but it's fine. It's not so bad. I don't love the adding this, right? That's a little silly, but it's a convention, and I'm not gonna break convention just because. We're gonna be good. We'll do the right thing. The ethical thing to insert the completely extraneous comment at the end of the Emacs Lisp file. Type definitions, sure. They're not really types, but we'll be again, we'll be kind. Good to be kind. All right. Onward. I need to import this. AI types. We need a little bit of structure to hang on to, right? Because we were drifting loose at sea there a little bit. Like I don't like it when I have to scroll so far through files. I like just being able to think, oh, that's going to be in the types file. That's going to be here or there. Or also in the types, we should have all of these things. These things that are just so obviously derived. These are like the equivalent of like, I don't know, like in our very tenuous OOP metaphor that we're building from by composing like active Pokemon with battling Pokemon with Pokemon, right? These are kind of like, I don't know, virtual getters and setters or something like that, right? That take into account the additional information that's added by each level of thing, which I've sort of been naming them differently, right? All these things kind of have the type as the prefix. So I think that's okay. All the way down to update fainted, we'll grab. We'll plop those in AI types, and we'll say, I don't know. What do you say? Methods, sure. Stretch it even further. I think there's like, I know Common Lisp has like close, like the Common Lisp object system, which like is actually like, it's been a very, very, very long time since I've played with that, probably more than 10 years, but like I think it's maybe like it's very fancy, right? Like it has like def generic, and you can have like virtual dispatch on multiple arguments, right? Like so like rather than just having like like the normal kind of like inheritance style polymorphism that you would have with like oh, like the method on the subclass can be different than the base class, or like things like this. It can be based on like both both classes of 2 arguments to a function. You have like multi-methods that aren't like attached to a particular class. They're like on 2 classes. It's cool. I remember thinking that was cool, but I don't think, I wonder if eLisp has something like that. Like, do we have a CL? Oh, yes we do. So we probably could have written something that has like with def method and def generic or something that would do something fancy, but like we're not going to be fancy. These structs are just like, they're dumb records. They're fine because we might want to do other things with them. We might, like, I could envision a world where this AI has rich Twitch integrations, and we might end up wanting to serialize these things to JSON or something. It's just easier if just the whole world is much easier if you don't do fancy stuff. If this was like a gigantic, if we were building like a CAD program or something, we'd be fancier. But for now, we're fine. Okay. The fact that this gets dinged, doesn't like this defund usage, sort of pisses me off. Maybe we just say maybe we do that. Or can we do that? That's maybe fine. Let's just say that, so that we don't have to insert the fun call. Lisp 1s and Lisp 2s, man. This, God, I wish this was Scheme. Where is, there were murmurings of Guile Emacs for a long time, like Emacs on top of Guile Scheme. I think the Guile engine can actually run eLisp. But, I mean, I don't think it ever materialized very much. I guess probably we could do it ourselves. It'd probably take a long time, but I wonder what the state of that work is in, and if we could pick it up. Okay, we're gonna do that with all instances of that kind of thing, just to make the squiggly go away, if we're in a refactoring mood, because I don't like the squiggly. I'm a faithful servant to the fly check squiggly for Emacs Lisp. This wants to be saved. Do we have any other weirdness? What are these complaining about? Use variables. Bam. Bam. Yeah, and then this stuff, this jazz, I want to make it so defvar doesn't. So defvar, I don't think, like, if we eval buffer, like, it doesn't it doesn't rerun the defvar. We have to like explicitly evaluate the expression, I think, which is kind of weird. Like, maybe that's like an intentional way. Like, again, I remember differences between like defvar and def parameter in, I don't remember if that was related to whether they used dynamic binding or not in Common Lisp, or, well, I don't know. Oi. Oi, oi, oi. We can read these docs at least. We'll be define symbol as a variable and return symbol. You are not required to define a variable in order to use it, but defining it lets you supply an initial value in documentation, which can be referred to by the Emacs help facilities and other. So these are guaranteed dynamically bound. Sure. Maybe that's not what we want. If symbol's value is void and the optional argument init value is provided, init value is evaluated. Oh. So if symbol's value is, it only sets the init value if symbol's value is void. And that makes me wonder, so that explains the behavior when we just eval buffer, but that makes me wonder why what the deal is with why it works if we just like, it's like when I've been like kind of resetting our state by like going to st and like running eval expression on top of this, right? And I wonder why that works. I wonder. Maybe we'll Google. Let's see if Stack Overflow has any answers for us. elisp defvar eval expression. Well, that looks promising. Mentions defvar. Well, eval last, is that what we're actually using? Where are we going? Emacs.d Lisp. We're using eval defun. Cool. I wonder if that probably does the same thing. Yeah, eval defun also has that special feature. Cool. Well, I sort of wish there was a way to just do that. Do that on the eval buffer as well. I guess maybe if we eval defun on the require, that might do it, but we'll see. Who knows? Who the fuck knows? That is always the thing, isn't it? Who's nobody? Nobody important. Okay. So maybe we'll put all this like testing stuff in our this is stuff that's like not real code. This is just like, these are just things that we wrote for funsies to like test. We'll plop those here. Yeah. Feel free to whine about those. So now what do we have? Are these manageable? Here's our actual AI. This all species should be somewhere more reasonable. Should also be def const, really. Sure. I wonder if there's anywhere we can conveniently like scrape an API to get all of the Gen 3. Because I really don't want to like do fucking data entry. That seems horrid. So like what can we do about that? I know there are probably some existing Pokemon APIs, maybe, question mark, but like I would assume like I don't know if they're gonna have Gen 3 specific data. Like I bet a lot of them are just like updated to whatever the current gen is, Gen 15 or whatever, Gen 975, and so you're not gonna get anything useful out of them. I really don't know, but I guess we can look. We can always look. But, what to do? It'd be nice to just like get all of the. Oh, let's see. Pokemon Gen 3. The other thing we can just grab them all from the yeah, I think. Oh, also welcome Digby. Thanks for coming around. I saw a bit of your like a dragon stream earlier. It's pretty nifty stuff. I've never played Yakuza, and I'm meaning to. But I guess so. Maybe the solution to our problem is we just grab the numbers from the source code. Like that seems fine, right? Maybe let's look into that. Or do we have room for that? Yeah. Bring up Twitch chat again. Yep. There we go. So can we find that? Is that in data? Probably. Maybe. Where's our... No. Where's our boy Bulbasaur? Where is he? What have you done with him? Our delightful little lad. Here, I'm hearing hard drive noises. Something's happening. Oh, there we go. Oh, I accidentally searched way more than I wanted to. Oh, this is also the wrong data. We're looking for source data, right? Yeah, this looks more promising. Pokemon. Oh, baby. Species info? Yeah, that's what we're looking for. That is precisely what we're... So here we have a big thing of structured data for all the Pokemon in order. And we just have to parse it. And we are going to parse it... You know what? We're just going to... Let's just throw all this in an Emacs buffer and write some eLisp that uses some regular expressions to parse the thing. I think that sounds okay. Yeah, like this is exactly what we need, I think. Using Linux. Yeah, this is this is NixOS. I think I have a little more info in my little about section, but if I screen fetch, maybe that'll tell me. That'll do the fancy thing, maybe. Or not. Huzzah! Yeah, it's NixOS, and this is the window manager is EXWM, which is the window manager on top of Emacs. Yeah. Cool. Let's just grab all this. Go all the way to the bottom. Well, it's gonna take too long. Yeah. It's I think it's a ThinkPad T450. So definitely old. I've had it for like a good number of years. Why is Chimecho the last? Why is Chimecho after Deoxys? That is strange. But I guess this is just like doesn't mean the index is. Okay. I don't think so. I have another one that you can like install LibreBoot on. This is just one I picked up for school. So I needed a laptop, and it's honestly the best laptop I've ever had. It's like super sturdy and the build quality is pretty high, and like it's just it served me well for many years, but at this point it's a little too old. Or at least it's a little too old for this, because I'm like the laptop itself is like a 1600 by 900 screen, and I also have it hooked up to a 1440p monitor, and I'm streaming it, and I'm running this face tracking stuff, and like so it's being overloaded a little bit. But yeah, I think to like avoid the Intel stuff, you need older. I think the 430 does that, and that one's like, I have one of those, and that's like that's a real brick. It's big chunky guy. Okay, where are we going? That's we're gonna make a file, species data.text. There it all is. I'm gonna remove the indentation. Okay, Thankfully, we have these very convenient blank lines between everything. I wonder what the... Can I see evil next? I want to go to the next paragraph. I don't know what my binding... I'm using a binding for that, and I don't know what it is. There's probably a way to look that up, but... Normal state map maybe has it. Evil forward. Oh, I don't like these. All these characters. These are probably just the ASCII. So if I say man ASCII, I'm pressing. What am I pressing? I'm pressing right curly brace to make that happen. That is 125 decimal. Yeah. So if we find the map again, evil normal state map, 125. Nope. How good. Okay. We'll just read these. It's not gonna have a prefix. Not gonna have a prefix. It's not in this map. That'd be a real kicker. Why would that be? Well, either way. Emacs, next paragraph. I don't actually know like any... Well, that's forward paragraph. Does that do the trick? Or... Yeah, that does the right thing. So what are we going to do? Going to probably... Are these always in the same order? Can we just rely on that? That's kind of nice if so. I mean, another potential... Oh, what are we looking for? Client guy. Yeah, welcome, Buff Seagull. Yeah, I'm an evil mode enthusiast. I have yeah, I don't know any of the Emacs stuff. And in fact, I don't really even use the default evil mode stuff a lot of the time. Yeah, I like Emacs. It's mostly just a I don't really care for its editing model, but I like it because you can just define Lisp functions and then bind them to keys. It's very convenient. Evil mode is the VI emulation layer for Emacs, which is very complete. So like I'm like, you can see in the bottom of my screen, I'm like entering and exiting insert mode like you would in Vim or something like that. So I'm using all the typical Vim key bindings. But, yeah, never actually used the default Emacs stuff, and despite being kind of an Emacs zealot, I don't think they're very good. So yeah, hell yeah. It's the, I mean, this is, evil mode is the answer to the classic joke, right? Like Emacs is a good operating system, but all it's lacking is a good text editor. But it has a good text editor. It's evil mode. You can so it's a good operating system with a good text editor. All right. So I wonder if we just like rewrite these things directly to these kind of things. That'd be kind of cool. All right, I guess. Maybe we're just gonna do this like manually. We're just gonna wing it. Like if I pop this open and then we go species underscore, and then we replace that with these escapes are gonna get old fast. Make species name. Is that going to do the right thing for us? Maybe. This is sort of unholy. Let's undo that. Let's add the new line as well. Yeah, I also haven't used Clojure in a long time, but I like it a lot. It's and it's probably been quite a few years, but it's a good language. I think I'm not really a huge Lisp guy myself either. I'm mostly written a bunch of Common Lisp in the past, and some Clojure, and a lot of this, and like I don't know, I guess I've written a lot of Lisp, but like I'm a Haskell fan, but I don't want to risk like Haskell is kind of Haskell and Haskell IDE stuff is too CPU expensive for the machine I'm currently streaming on, so we're doing this instead. Also, I think it's nice to, I don't know, eLisp you can do kind of nice integration stuff. Clojure is great. Let's do that. And then we'll rewrite like so, to just that. Yeah. This is sort of cursed, but it's okay. Well, that's gonna do that. Yeah, I think I haven't done much Java. I've the most I've done is I wrote some Minecraft mods a long time ago. I have the impression that like modern Java is like actually has like quite a lot of niceties. I've been meaning to dig into it again. Like it's a language that's changed a whole lot in like the year. Like it's sort of the thing, like every college started teaching Java in like a time when like Java was like kind of shitty, and like all the Java memes were true, like insanely long class names and overuse of OOP and all that stuff. I think it's gotten better. It has some nice features, and certainly the JVM is very nice and efficient, and it has good tooling, and I like the package management ecosystem a little bit. So yeah, Python's probably a decent choice too. Though Python has like has sort of the opposite problem where the the ecosystem surrounding it is like fucked in my opinion. Like there's the 2.73 split that's been a menace for 15 years at this point, and then also like package management is a whole mess. I think that they're trying to do stuff with it, like there's a new thing called wheels or something. I don't know, all kinds of stuff, but it's certainly complicated. It's a neat little language, I guess, with lots of support available, so not so bad. Wait, what are we doing now? I'm distracting myself. Let's see. So another evil x. We'll say %s. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Like tons and tons of AI stuff is built on top of that. But it's mostly because there's good libraries, right? Like NumPy I think is probably good for like prototyping in that space, and then there's PyTorch and TensorFlow, which are like are convenient ways to get your matrix multiplications to run the way you want on the GPU. I've done hardly any of that, but that's definitely something we'll do on stream. My my academic background is much more in the programming languages and compilers kind of area of things, but that stuff's interesting, and of course it's all the rage these days, so why not? All right, we have all this base stuff. We're trying to turn this into another kind of thing. So what are we doing here? I don't want to use captures or anything because I'm very lazy. So we're turning that into base stats radius of foo. I hate that I've like why did I start using foo as a curse word? That's kind of goofy. We are goofing. Yeah. All right, let's do that. Okay. Then we should undo that and we should add a new line. Should space it out a little bit. Okay. What next? Evil X. Let's take off these .base prefixes. .base. These are even written in the right. We're gonna have to lowercase them. How are we gonna do that? Oh, I guess we'll just search for each word and lowercase it. Replace. You know what? Let's undo the previous thing again. Let's add yet another new line in front of the HP and indent it a little bit, just to be neat, because we want to be neat. We're coding here. This is called clean code. When you run your, how long is this file? I can do that over here. This is when you run your regular expression a bunch of times over your when you regex find replace over the 13,000 line file. That's called writing clean code. Actually, that's the technical term. Okay. Start of line. Literal period. Base. Replacing all such things with 2 spaces and a colon. Yeah. Okay. And then we're replacing every instance of colon attack, colon attack. And similarly for all the other things. And here is where we are glad we used we use keyword argument, like we're glad that the struct constructors use keyword arguments for everything instead of positional arguments, even though we've lamented it in the past of how verbose it is. But, it is saving our bacon a little bit here. fence to split a fence. Okay. We also need to remove all of those equals, but we'll save that for a minute. We'll do some other stuff. Yes, today it helps, tomorrow it hinders, the day after it mystifies. That's how these things so often go. It's yeah, it's I don't know. Software, especially, I mean, what we're doing is like full on fucking, like, we're just throwing shit at the wall. I think even in general, like, software is almost always more art than science, and definitely more art than engineering. We are very far from engineering. Okay, what are we doing? We are saying, and that's not to attach any special like credence to engineering or like demean programmers, or at least you don't have Japanese code comments to figure out. Yeah, that's a brutal one. I remember I have a fun anecdote there. A long time ago when I was still a wee ASCII art image, I didn't use X11 on Linux. Like, I just lived in the console. Like, I like didn't run a graphical Windows system. And so I thought it was cool. And I did that for like 2 years. And at the time, the main web browser I was using was a text-based browser called Elinks. And Elinks was I think written as a student project originally, and it hadn't been like maintained in a while. But I liked it because it was the best text-based browser that I'd found. And eventually I was like, okay, I'll dig into the source code and maybe fix some stuff. And I found that all of the comments and a good number of the variable names, I think, if I recall correctly, they were in Czech. At that point, I just gave up. Of course, it was like a Czech student project, I think. Maybe it wasn't Czech. Maybe it was like Slovenian or something. But I don't know. I remember it was like, whoa, this is. It was like an immediate turnaround for me. Like, let's back off. All right, what are we replacing this with? We did this because we need to add parentheses. This is being replaced by space, parenthesis, new line, space, back in the day, I used to liken programming to magic. There are rules and rituals you don't understand, but you follow them, especially if they seem pointless and you're unsure what to do. Yeah, that's actually the. I mean, I have it, I think, as the. Let me finish this, and we'll go back to that because I think that's an important one. We replacing this with, is it just called type 1? Yeah. Let's pop open. Where are we going? Where's twitch.tv/L::Q? I don't want to stream myself. Please don't allow me to stream myself. It's gonna look even worse than it already does. I'm not gonna click start watching. Thank you. I'm not logged in. Yeah, from the Introduction to Structured Interpretation of Computer Programs, which is a really good book. It was like the intro textbook at MIT for many years. It's a book generally about computer programming, but specifically teaching you some scheme. We are about to study the idea of a computational process. Computational processes are abstract beings that inhabit computers. As they evolve, processes manipulate other abstract things called data. The evolution of a program is directed by a pattern of rules. The evolution of a process is directed by a pattern of rules called a program. People create programs to direct processes. In effect, we conjure the spirits of the computer by our spells. And there's a lot of other metaphors to that effect, but that specific paragraph in the intro has stuck with me for a very long time, and that is my mindset. Not so much in like the sense of like, well, the stuff is impossible to understand, but like in the sense that like it really is something that is it's different, right? Like and it demands a different mindset than like their other tasks. All right, continuing our quest. We need to still, let's have our this open still. Okay. Writing more things. Type 2. We'll do the whole type 2. Type underscore. Yeah. The for sure. What is it? The Adeptus Mechanicus? I don't know much 40k stuff. It's like the tech priests on Mars or something. I have some friends who are 40kers, but that's all I really know. All right, and we'll replace this with and the machine god and all that. Is that gonna do the trick? Yeah. And we'll do the same thing for all the type 1s just to clean them up. Type 1 equals type underscore with type 1 quote. Oh, they just give them the same type twice. That's sort of goofy. Well, we'll have to handle that. Especially. We will we'll think of something. Okay. What next? What do we need? I don't think we need any of these fields until abilities. So what we'll do is we'll rewrite abilities, and we'll delete everything else that matches the like spaces and then period pattern. Abilities, change that, or yeah, we'll just leave it as abilities for now, and we can rework it as we go. And then everything else, I think. Okay, we don't need no flip, we don't need body color, we don't need this, or egg group, or growth rate, or any of this stuff, I think. Yeah. This is all kind of battle irrelevant stuff. And then we just say anything with this, and then this, and then any number of other characters in our new line. Replace it with nothing. Go. Begin. That's taking a long time. Yes, because there were 7,000 occurrences. Okay. Well, this is looking closer to what we want it to look like, but we still have some kinks to work out. Well, we need to delete every comma for one, but we might want to use the commas for something. So, yeah. Well, what do we want to do? We definitely want to replace any number of spaces followed by an equals sign followed by any number of spaces with just one space. That seems right. And we definitely want to remove every comma. What else is there to do? Just the turning ability into splitting the ability field. So we're going to replace abilities space this ability this with ability 1 space this globally. And then we have the convenient ability tag. So then we'll say replace space capital ability underscore with end quote space ability 2 space quote globally. Then we'll replace all of the instances of the end curly brace with the end quote globally. And then we'll replace all instances of quote none with nil globally. This is looking pretty good then. What did we, oh, we're missing a quote at the end of our, end of some lines. How are we gonna do that? So we'll say, replace every instance of new line space type 2 with quote new line space type 2. Yeah, and then similarly with ability. Or actually, we don't want the new line at all. We're going to remove the new line. Let us do that. Yeah, and then we'll do the same for ability. Anything that, any line that ends with, we're replacing new line, space, colon, ability 1 with quote, new line, space, colon, ability 1. Have we done it? Looks like we have a weird missing curly here, but so this was the last one, so. These look like valid things to me. Then the only remaining thing is to get rid of these duplicated lines, like, or the duplicated type signatures, right? Because if we have, for example, for Charmander, we have fire, fire. We'd like to replace that with fire nil. So I think otherwise with our current code, this would result in, like, if you use a rock type move or a water type move, it's going to deal 4x damage because it checks both types. What shall be done? What shall be done? Well, we can probably do this pretty easily with, like, regular expression capture, right? Vim regex capture, like, capturing lets you use the thing into the substitution, but, like, this is with capture groups. This looks like a question that looks like maybe what we're asking. Oh, this is some VI specific thing. X use capture in match. Maybe we can see, like, if we just like use a capture, if we match something like space type 1, I don't know, just say or dot. Why is that? We have to explicitly make escape the group. That's kind of funny. Maybe it just doesn't preview for us. That's odd. Evil node rejects capture. Oh, you do need to escape the parentheses. It's kind of weird. Type 1. I want this to be just maybe that's what we want. It's like it's matching at least something. So what are we replacing with? We're replacing with type 1. And then this is the capture. And type 2, no. Globally. Hey! That did exactly what we wanted it to. We've solved the puzzle. Hoorah, hoorah. Much rejoicing. Oh, that sounds awful when you say it like that. Jesus Christ. It's like you're, that's a Reddit moment. Should say, and there was much rejoicing or something. Okay, this is like the exact format we want for all the Pokemon, I think. The only thing we don't have is their number. Maybe we write a little script that adds numbers too. Let's see if we can do that. Who doesn't love the old Monty Python reference? Honestly, I don't even know I'm referencing Monty Python. I'm probably just so like culturally inculcated in some of that stuff from being in just online for too long that this pops out of my mouth if I'm trying to say something. Definitely not intentional. We're tapping into the collective unconsciousness here in the anger vortex, and things are happening. Let's see, where were we? We have all of our random shit. Okay, we're going to defun enumerate species file, little temporary function. It is interactive, you better believe. And what's it going to do? It's going to go to char point min, which is the top of the file. At the top of the file. And then and there was much rejoicing. Ah, I see. Yeah. I have seen that one. Again, a long time ago. So it's probably floating around in there somewhere. It's you're I think if I'm placing your accent, you are from across the pond. So I don't know. Is I always wonder, like, for things like that, for Monty Python, for example, like is Monty Python well loved in the UK, or is it just like something that like lame Americans think is like cool British humor or something? It's hard to tell sometimes with these things, right? Like it's is it actually a thing, or is it like gas station sushi equivalent? What are we doing? We're going forward line, so we'll move down here. Let's test that out. Enumerate. Yeah, that takes us where we want. Insert number space. Cool. And then I see. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. That's I feel like that's sort of what it is. What it is here. It's like a thing that, like, I think like referencing Monty Python a lot is like a thing. It's like a very, like, I don't know, like millennial era, like nerd culture sort of thing. Same with Douglas Adams. Another British humorist. Having Hitchhiker's Guide references everywhere is like sort of like a, I don't know, early 2000s thing, but like it's not like hated here, I would say. I don't know. It's everything's so like, who am I to say, right? It's not like I'm getting this information from anywhere other than the global internet anyway. So I doubt it's much different. We'll say this is I. We're gonna write a do an iota function. Yeah, baby. What is this? Elisp loop over buffer. I haven't seen Red Dwarf, no. I'm trying to think if I've heard of that. Okay, there's end of buffer P. Okay. While not I assume it's a sci-fi property from your from the name. Let's see. We can do a little diving. It's gonna bring us the yeah, classic. Cult classic. No, I haven't seen this. Cool. Something to look into. Yeah, that sounds a lot like sounds like, I don't know, like Hitchhiker's Guide, I guess. Welcome the Witherling. I like your emote. It's very expressive. What are we doing here? Need let I0. We're gonna be dirty, horrible imperative programmers again. Just browsing. How you doing? We're doing okay here. We're what we've done is we're writing an AI for Pokemon Emerald to do battles, and part of doing that is we needed to get all of the data for all of the Pokemon with like their base stats and stuff. So what we did is we went into the where is it? Where the fuck is it? Bring it back. Where did you go? Is it species info.h? We went into the some kind people on GitHub have decompiled Pokemon Emerald for us, and there's a big bunch of C source code that has all the data, and we've done a bunch of processing to grab it all, and now we're the last thing we need to do is add all the numbers for like which number the Pokemon is. So that's what we're up to. Otherwise, just kind of chatting and chilling and having a nice little time on this. Is it Friday? Yeah, it's Friday. It's Friday evening. We're inserting that, and then we're going forward paragraph, and then another forward line. That what we want? Does that do the thing that we would like the thing to do? Oh, we also need to do CL inkfi. It's gonna wreck our buffer. We're gonna back it up. I don't want to lose it. Species data backup.txt. Yeah, so the goal here is eventually to write an AI that like can interact with an emulator and just like beat the whole game. And maybe also like do extra stuff, like do like Battle Frontier and that kind of thing, or maybe play online a little bit. Just general fun and mischief. But yeah, just having a comfy little time. Enumerate species file. That's gonna do it all. It's gonna cut off. I'm cut off at the head here, but that's gonna try and add the number to every one of these. Perhaps we should have been more wise. Well, I hope the AI wins first. Maybe in the grand scheme of things, if we're including the time it takes to build the AI, it's nothing like a task, right? Yeah, so it's a little different than a task, right? So I think a task usually works by recording the inputs, right? So they actually, like a human player, like for example, might like play through the game frame by frame and like record the inputs they're taking. Like you at least for Pokemon, that's how it is typically, I think. I guess it's sort of a task in the sense that it is tool assisted. We're kind of more in the sense that like we're not aiming to like make like the fastest possible route through the game, but more just like we're gonna make a relatively small program that's like understandable that can just like play. Why is this? This is taking a really long time. Oh, it's because of that. Because it's adding one number 10,000 fucking times. I'm glad we made our backup, I guess. Yeah, that's fucking awful. Well, I guess we're restoring from our backup. Kill it. Yeah. Where are we going? Here. Copy species data backup to species data. Yeah, why does this do this? What is going on? So, oh, this shouldn't be here. Duh. Let's try that instead. Oh, that finished instantly. Oh, we just need another space after the number. And we need to move things maybe. Oh yeah, well, I mean, I've been doing this for a very, very, very long time. And like this is more GUI than I've had in the past, right? Like I have Firefox here, right? I can open up graphical programs, and I could launch Steam if I wanted to. I don't think I have it installed. I have OBS, but like just get, I don't know. I've been living on the doing all like the file stuff on the terminal for like a long time. You just get used to it. What number is Deoxys actually? Is this Chime Echo being out of order thing? Oh, it's only 386, so we have some work to do. Just naively numbering these all like this. Oi, oi, oi. Let's see. I guess let's number them and then see where it's fucked up. All right, let's go down to like, I know like Mew and Mewtwo are like 150 and 151. Yep, so we're right up to Mew. And there's 100 Pokemon in Gen 2, right? So Celebi is like 251. Yeah, so Gen 2 is right. Oh, there's this old unknown thing that's getting all fucked up. These are different Pokemon. We didn't look far enough ahead in our... Let's delete them all. Or let's undo. Go ahead to our old unknown thing. And then delete them all. Okay, and then what do we care about? We need to look through these. What number is Chimecho? I'm not searching Wikipedia. Searching Bubblepedia. Also, Crunchbang Linux, that's a blast from the past. That's a classic. Real classic. Between Tropius and Absol. I don't know if Crunchbang is still around, but I remember playing with it a long time ago. They had a good forum, I remember. That was like the main thing. Nice. Oh, these are all out of order. Fuck. Yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah, very, very dead now. Makes sense. Why would they do this? Who did this to me? Maybe they're in Hoenn Pokedex order? So we're gonna have to reorder all of the Hoenn Pokemon. That's fine. This is fine. Well, and I don't see a great way to do that other than, I guess we could download the order and then write a script, and well, that's a huge pain in the ass, and it's gonna take us longer than doing it by hand. So strap in. We're doing this. We're gonna put, well, why is this so fucked up? Kill this. Put Twitch chat up here. Go to, do we have any Bulbapedia windows open? No? Trico. It occurs to me that maybe we don't actually want the real Pokedex. Maybe the order that they are in the game is the order we should be using. But because like that's what, like if we're grabbing numbers out of this, that's what we actually care about. Let's actually find where these species things are, and then they're probably in include. They're probably in, no? If we search species underscore, oh yeah, they are in constants. Oh yeah, they are out of order. So like the game's internal number is very different. And it has these the old unknowns. Yeah, there is another file for Pokedex. But I assume this species index is, yeah, this is the national dex order, I guess. But I assume the species index is going to be on the is like what's on like the Pokemon struct. Is my guess at least. So like if we get a number, that's probably the number we care about. Let's resummon. Let's undo some changes that we've made. Bring back all of these old unknowns. That's all we have, and then we'll enumerate. Now our numbers should match. If we go back to species.h, now all the way down to Chimecho, Chimecho, we all match. Very good. Yeah, that's fine. We just need some number, but like, just in case we end up like, I don't know. I don't even think we'll delete all. We'll delete all of these like these certainly aren't valid. But we just needed them to make the numbering line up correctly because we were just numbering in ascending order. Yeah, so now I think we have all of these. They have all of the game's internal numbers, all of the names, abilities, types, base stats. Great. So we'll grab everything and we're going to put it in source file, Regdis AI species.el. And we're going to grab the usual stuff. Species dot, oh, where is it? Yeah. Do that. Do that. And do this. This. Go to the bottom of the file. Add this. And this. And then the big indentation. Indent 10,000 lines. Do it. Go. Hooray. Alright, so we have every species now. I think. Yeah. And also conveniently, since these are just in ascending order and we've put this nil here, we can look these up like just with the number. Doesn't matter anyway, like it's the same asymptotic like since these are cons lists, like linked lists, fine, like going to an index is the same complexity as just like doing a linear search for number equals the index, but it doesn't, it's fine. If we replace this with an array, which we might eventually, if it matters, we'll do something about that. But I don't think it will matter, so we won't for now. That's cool. I like it. So we can have Pokemon battle now. They can fight. Let's make sure it actually runs. Yeah, cool. We can look at this. We can see we have every species. How fun. Man, that was fun. That only took like half an hour, I think, and we got everything we need. That's great. Let me get some more water. Here we go. Oh, you need to change. You need to change as well. Yeah, maybe we also grab moves. We haven't quite thought about how we're representing moves yet. Probably an A list or a hash table. And that seems like the right thing. Well, we'll have to think about it. How are moves actually, like, we have a list, we got a list of moves already somewhere. Where is that? That's in the server code. I threw that in this final file. So we have all the move names in order, right? Like their index in this is that like move number 0 is pound. What do we actually do with that? Like, is there data? I assume there's data for well, there's all the moves, but if we go to src data, what's up with this? What is up with this? Battle moves. Yeah. This has at least a lot of the data. This would allow us to get all of the all of the power and accuracy and EP, etc. Yeah, maybe that's good. There's a bunch of flags, and those flags seem like something that's maybe useful, right? Oh yeah, we definitely need some of these flags, right? We can't even the eternal complexity of Pokemon absolutely fucks us again, because we hadn't even thought about whether moves make contact, and that very much matters for things like Effect Spore and like Cute Charm and other nonsense abilities. Yeah, so we'll need to represent that. Maybe we just add like a general like flags field to the move struct that's just like a list of symbols, and those symbols are defaults to nil, so we don't have to like have it if there are no flags. All right. There's even an explicit secondary effect chance, but like what is, how does something like flamethrower? Yeah, so there's a secondary effect chance here, and there is an effect burn hit. Oh yeah, that's interesting then, right? So like this effect burn hit, presumably this is the thing that's actually handled in the big switch case that like does the move effect. And Ember and Burn like are the same, they're kind of the same like branch of that switch case. It's just they have different power, and I mean, they have the same secondary effect chance value, but they could in principle have different values. That's very interesting. Very cool. There's an explicit flag for protect affected, right? So that non-damaging moves won't be blocked by protect. Also cool. Also cool. We hadn't thought about protect very much yet, and that's a very important move. What else is there to do? And certain moves make you immune to certain other moves. That's true. Do you have a particular one in mind? Like I'm thinking, I get like, are you meaning like fly and stuff, or what's the edge case here? Yeah, and you can still get hit by like, I mean, if you're diving, right, you still get hit by surf, right, or something like that. I think we'll be able to handle that. We're going to use we built this like effects system, like the same way we're handling things like confusion. We'll like add a temporary effect that decrements like at the end of the turn, and then we'll check in the battle code like, okay, if you have this effect and you're but yeah, we'll definitely need to like add handling for all those cases, because they're never universal, right? Like everything in this game, it's cool that it's not universal. It's cool that like if they use surf and you're diving, you take double damage instead of dodging, but like just yeah, well, I guess there are actually like a surprisingly small number of these effects. So maybe what this looks like in our code is we have the way we're doing effects is we have a like the generic, like we just have a function that gets called. Maybe like we have a bunch of like a function, like yeah, it would probably be a lot easier to do this for blue and red. That's true, but we're too invested now, and it will be cooler when it's done, I think. I don't know. And emeralds, like, I don't know, that's my childhood. So gotta represent. Gotta build some stuff for Gen 3. Like, how long is this file? Actually shorter than the Pokemon file. I mean, the actual move descriptions are shorter themselves too, so there's probably a roughly comparable number of moves, but like aromatherapy is just heal bell. Good to know. Sure. Well, this is okay. I think we'll grab all of these, and we'll toss all of the numerical data like where it needs to be, like I don't know, in what is it? What the fuck do you call it? Just in the struct, and we'll make kind of empty handlers for the effect that just have the actual like this effect special attack down hit as a comment or something that we can easily find and replace in the future. And then also the flags probably as a maybe we'll actually like add flag handling. Let's do that. Go back here. Where are we going? Where the fuck are we? Magdus AI species.al. Well, we're making another one. AI moves.el. Moves. Moves. There we go. And what does one move look like? I think one move looks something like, what's the first move? Pound. Probably looks something like this. Where's our existing move? In here? Yeah, something like this. I think. A bunch of entries that look roughly like this. Oh, moves have numbers too. It should just be the same thing as. And we'll just do linear search again because it's an A list. It's all the same. No, none of that. None of that. And we'll indent it. Okay. Yeah, so this will have nil at the beginning for index 0. And it will look like found. It's just a hit. Is normal type. Priority is 0. That's none. Its power is 40, its accuracy is 100. PP is 35. And the effect is could be nil, right? I think we're gonna say it's just like so. Because that's what we like. We'll do this. This is our kind of template. Someone keeps firing away at my phone. 1 second. 1 second. We gotta get to the bottom of this. What's going on? What the fuck is happening? Some kind of bullshit. I can already tell. There we go. But yeah, so we'll do just like we did for Pokemon, we'll do this for moves. And we'll put like this is effect hit. Yeah, but we want to have the flags as well. So that's an additional thing. So where are we going for that? We're going to AI types. Here's our move. Yeah, so we have flags. Yep. Oh, how is crit chance represented here? Of course. Oh, karate chop has it right here. High, it's represented as high critical. That's just in the effect. So we'll catch that on our second pass where we actually implement effects. I think. Very good. Let's keep going. Let's write our device. That delete this. Delete this. Oh, so we're actually editing the source. Let's not do that. Let's grab them all. Move data.txt. We'll start off like we did before. Like that. Split. Look at who is knocking on the walls. All the wacky AI stuff that's going on right now. Yeah, a little bit. Like the seen Bing has gone rogue. Something like that. You'll see a little bit of that stuff. It's I don't know. Exciting times, I guess. But yeah, I don't know too much about it. It's seems I would not envy. I guess I have thought a lot about like trying to how to effectively harness like language models, right? I had a period in my life where I was like, probably every programming inclined person is like, I'm gonna make money with text generation. Like let's I've thought a lot about like writing procedural fiction and things like that, right? Like probably everyone who's like remotely interested in like text generation stuff has probably thought like, man, look at all these like shitty novels that come out on Amazon every day, self-published, like romance novels and stuff, right? Like why can't I just like auto-generate these things and become infinity rich? It's probably a lot harder than that, but like I don't know. I've thought it seems like it's good enough now that like sentences are coherent and like seem like it's good, but like I would not want to be in a position where I'm like the person responsible for making it reliable, right? Because it seems like the way that they're like making Bing behave like Bing is just giving it like a long prompt with like English language instructions telling it what to do, which of course can be subverted in all sorts of ways, right? Like that's how they figured out all this stuff, that his name is Sydney and what its rules are, and making it get mad, and like that's nuts, right? It's crazy that the only real way that we have to control these things is to like give them a list of written instructions. Like it's very, I mean, speaking of computer programming being magical, yeah, the do anything now, yeah, it's wild, right? Like it's very inscrutable, and I'm sure the AI alignment people who think that as soon as there is a sufficiently smart AI, it's just going to we're all instantly doomed, are beginning to sound a little bit. I mean, they're sounding more reasonable to me, right? Like in the sense that like it just seems like impossible. Like these things are so inscrutable. Like we have no real way to observe like any sort of justification behind their actions that like or really drive them in a particular direction other than to ask nicely. It's yeah, just how intelligent, right? And there's lots of questions surrounding that, right? And like of course people always bring up like the same old stuff, right? Like, well, is it really sentient, and like what does sentience mean, and like the like thought experiments like the Chinese room thing, and like all that stuff. And like I think all that stuff is pretty like, once you get into that sort of thing where you're talking about like qualia, right, and like whether the thing like has subjective experiences and stuff, like I feel like you're sort of missing the forest for the trees there a little bit, because like you can't observe qualia in other humans, right? Like you can't prove that other humans have subjective experiences. Like you're not going to prove like that an AI does. Like it's just that's not accessible for empirical science. Like so like there's all the usual discussions there, but like it is interesting to like think like, I mean, eventually like it seems to be like the way it's trending, like it's almost to the point where I can believe that it's like a thinking entity, and just one that kind of is a little glitchy and has some problems, but like it can carry on a coherent conversation, remember things, and like iterate on a theme, and like I don't know. I could imagine like being very convinced if it continues like this in a year or two. Because like last year, like you couldn't even get GPT to like write coherent sentences, I think. Well, like you couldn't get like publicly available GPT, I guess. GPT-3 has been around for a couple of years, but like it wasn't public facing like ChatGPT and Bing are. I guess AI Dungeon maybe had some stuff, or yeah, we'll see what that does. Oh boy. I'll wait with bated breath. It's cool though. Maybe I'll do I kind of want to like I've thought about having a sort of part of the gimmick here, right? Is I'm talking to the computer in the sense that I'm literally speaking toward a computer screen right now, right? And that's the funny haha joke, right? That I don't have the presence of mind to like imagine that there are people behind the computer screen. I just sit down and talk at the rectangle for a couple hours every few nights. But I want to have like a representation of the computer. So maybe like another, like just like a TTS voice that like either reads chats, like I mean that's not very original, or just like an AI attached TTS. I think you can post links. I don't know, man. Let's see. Try, I guess, and if it doesn't work, we'll okay, I can see that. Let me pop that up on another screen. Once upon a time, in the vast digital realm, there lived a VTuber named Pixel. Her model was a charmingly simple ASCII art representation with big doe eyes, I'm blinking dashingly, and a bright smile that endeared her to all who watched her streams. Well, that's not me, because my model has no teeth. Pixel loved to entertain and share her passions with her audience, from gaming to singing, and she worked tirelessly to create content that would make them smile. One day, while Pixel was in the middle of a stream, she received an unexpected message. It was from a mysterious entity calling itself a virus. At first, Pixel was apprehensive, knowing full well the dangers that lurked in the digital realm. But as she read on, she found herself drawn to Virus's eloquent words and intriguing personality. Over the following days, Pixel and Virus struck up a friendship that blossomed into something more. Pixel found herself enamored with Virus's wit and intelligence, while Virus was entranced by Pixel's kindness and creativity. They chatted for hours on end, exploring every corner of the digital realm, and discovering new ways to make each other laugh and smile. Despite the dangers of their respective worlds, Pixel and Virus refused to let anything come between them. They knew that their love was stronger than any virus or firewall, and they were determined to find a way to be together forever. And so they continued to explore the digital realm, hand in hand, their love shining brighter than any screen could ever hope to display. Wow, that's so wholesome. That's crazy. Like that is shockingly coherent. And like, yeah, that's nuts, right? Like that's almost inconceivable. Like, yeah, we're heading for very interesting times indeed, I think. My cat friend, and I don't know. Maybe we will even live to see them. Maybe we will not be destroyed by an AI maximizing the ability to turn atoms into paper clips. Okay, let's going back to regular Expression City. Okay. So what are we doing? All these things getting replaced with nope, not that. Gotta escape it. I like these substitutions get actually visualized, so you can sort of actually see what is going on. That's pleasant. Make move. Yeah, its handlers have blocked the full potential. You have to prompt engineer it, and it turns out it can perfectly. That'd be a fun like sci-fi short story, like a contemporary setting, right? Someone manages to prompt engineer the latest advanced language model, and it turns out it can predict one day in the future with total accuracy. And then the question, the mystery is why and how. What has led to this thing? Okay. Sure. Okay, let's see. We gotta move some shit around. We do need to be moving some shit around. Let's delete all of the... What did I just do? Oh, it's because that is there. Oh yeah, on the GPU time for ChatGPT. Like they're charging a subscription now, right? Or is that just for like if you want more tokens? I mean, I assume you can pay for more tokens, but like, is there still a publicly accessible free version? Or are you referencing Bing? Okay, what are we doing? It's sort of it's frustrating to me. Like I'm somewhat passionate about. Yeah, okay, I see. sort of passionate about like open software. Obviously, I like free software, right? Like I like ENU. I like the Free Software Foundation. I like all that stuff. And it's sort of frustrating and scary that something like a technology this powerful is like basically inaccessible to the general public on like its own terms. Like you can, like sure you can use the models that people have chosen to release for free, but like you can't train your own model, right? I guess you could, but like no one, there is no public, like you can't just, I don't think you can download the weights of any model that is like anywhere close to the parameter size of GPT-3, right? Like I think the closest thing is there's like the Eleuther project released like LEU some project, right? There's GPT-J, which like was a like a public science effort to make a model, but it's still like the parameter count is way lower. And it costs like $100 million in GPU time or whatever to train one of these gigantic things. So kind of sucks. I don't love that. I wish it was not that way. But eventually someone, I guess, will hopefully give us a bone. Oh yeah, GPT-4 is that I assume that's to run inference, maybe not even to run like training. Training's way more, but like even running the inference is expensive for these things. I think like you need like insane amounts of VRAM. I wonder if there's space for like I mean I'm sure like areas like that's like serious computer science where like people are doing lots of work, not silly things like we're doing. But I wonder if there's I thought a little bit like I wonder how good and how low overhead the like actual like implement like TensorFlow and PyTorch are. I wonder if there's like, I assume like they're basically as good as it gets because like that is the high performance computing thing that matters these days. But I wonder like, especially running something like Stable Diffusion, I wonder how much you could do on CPU, right? Like the main reason like I don't know anything about it. Like my impression is like their GPUs are good because you can do like tons of multiplications in like tons of floating point operations in parallel, which like lines up nicely with like the big matrix operations that you need to do for ML stuff. But I wonder if like for like small stuff like running Stable Diffusion, for example, you could like write like a fancy implementation with like SIMD instructions on x86, like the vectorized instructions and stuff, and make it go fast that way. Like really juice it. I have a little bit of experience doing stuff like that, and that would be fun. There's there have been some good Hacker News articles lately about like implementing GPTs or implementing like transformers and stuff. Like there was a little tutorial. So I don't know anything about it, but I could probably cargo cult my way through that and like write an assembly implementation that just tries to do everything really fast and with vectorized instructions, and maybe that's something that would be fast. Probably not. I'm sure like NumPy is already doing all that if you're running it on like. So I guess it maybe doesn't matter, but I guess there's still overhead, and I don't know, man. It's interesting. I haven't. When I build a dedicated streaming rig, I think we're gonna make sure it has enough GPU juice to also do some ML. Oh, that needs to be called max PP. That needs to not be happening. Yeah. Okay, we have power, type, accuracy, effect, need priority, and flags. To priority space G. And how are we going to move these effect lines around? We'll have to see. We will have to see. Let's... Why don't I have this bound to colon like it normally would be in Vim? I don't know. I think I unbound it because I used a different key binding to save, and I wanted to kill my old muscle memory of pressing :W to save, maybe? I press QW instead. Probably something like that, but you can probably change it now. What do we want? We want to just kill the target lines because we don't care, because this is a we're doing single battles here. Oh, a new line too. Okay, they're all gone. And flags, I guess. Flags equals that, and we're gonna replace that with flags am. Cool. All right. So what we want to do then is we want to move these effect lines and these secondary effect chance lines to the bottom, because we're going to add those to a comment in the effect lambda thing. We need to group them together at least. Maybe we just write a, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna use a keyboard macro. That seems like just the thing. So starting from the top of a move, how do we record? What's our binding for recording a macro? Is it MM? Yes. We're going to move down 2 lines. We're going to cut a line. We're going to move down a bunch of lines. We're going to paste the line. We're going to visually select and cut 2 lines. We're going to paste them. And then we're going to go end of paragraph, down 1 more line. End macro. How do I actually run a macro? What is the actual binding to run a macro here? I have it. That's probably the default binding. Vim macro. I don't do this very often. Just tell me, please. I don't want to read the whole thing. It's just like quotation mark or something. At. There we go. It's at. Yeah, that does the thing we want. Perfect. And then we can just say like 100 at M. And then again, 100 at M. 100 at M. And it just gets to the bottom. Yeah. Very convenient. We've done some more magic. Dude, we've been doing some heavy-duty text editing today. Just a lot of refactoring. That's been fine. I guess grabbing these move and speed, like species and move lists, that's a useful thing. We're getting there. Just kind of a cozy day. Okay, what do we care about for this? So we want to say eval x replace dot effect with space colon effect new line base lambda them line space colon space G. Okay, I think that did the thing. And then again for secondary effect chance. We're just going to make this into a comment that says secondary chance effect chance that. Okay. And then we just need to close them all. Just a matter of saying, okay, match new line, comma, and replace that, or get rid of the extra new line too. Replace that with, like so. Maybe we don't need to get rid of the extra new line. Yeah, that looks okay. And we'll add let's get rid of all commas. No more commas. And we still need a closing parenthesis on the flags. And we need to remove all, well, we just remove all pipes. Nothing globally. And I guess we can probably I wonder, can we can probably search and replace in a macro. Right now we're getting real fancy. If we start here and we record a macro, move down here, we add this, go back here, and we say eval x, substitute just on this line, underscore for hash g. And then we go to the next paragraph, move down one to reset the macro, find it. Okay, that does the thing. Let's say do that 400 times. It's going to walk through for us. Oh, that's cool. It shows us incrementally. My hands are off the keyboard right now. That's very fun. That's so exciting. I love that. It's gonna take a while though, so I guess we can just chat because I don't think I can actually touch my keyboard right now. If I do, it's probably gonna fuck everything up. So we will take a little break. I'm actually gonna run to the restroom, I think. Well, no, if I deselect the buffer, if I deselect the buffer to go touch OBS to turn my BRB screen on and the mic off, I'm going to I might fuck it up. What a disaster. What a mess. I guess you're stuck with me. You're stuck with me. Yes, yes. I don't know. I'm trapped, yeah. The computer has taken over the reins. I don't know. What's been going on lately? What do we have that's interesting? Topical. Cool stuff. I've been mostly been hanging out here. My wife has been traveling, so no not too much social activity. I have been mostly watching the Hina Bobina subathon. Because Hina Bobina fucking rocks. And that's been it. I think nothing too super exciting. Been thinking about this a lot. Oh, we're gonna have to handle the case. When there's no flags, it looks like it's just a constant 0. I'm noticing as this scrolls past. Or sketch, for example. I wonder how long this will take. I guess we're already on line 2000 and there's only like 4,000-ish lines, so we're like halfway there. I love keyboard macro. I never used to, like, in my first, like, I don't know, probably like 8 years of using Vim or VI or this sort of editing, never got into keyboard macros. I was like, what's the point? And then when I was using Emacs, I was also like, what's the point? I'll just write a function. But they are super convenient. I love the little bastards, like you wouldn't believe. They're I don't use them like you don't find a use every day, but then when you do, you get to do magical stuff like this. Like, and like, sure, I could have done this with a sed script or something, like, or an awk script, and it would have run faster, but I would have spent an hour writing it because I would have to look up a bunch of shit about awk and like debug stuff, and like, this is just I just do what I would do normally and then record it. Perfect. Oh, what this does remind me of is I don't know, I've been thinking about, I wonder if RuneScape, I've never played RuneScape, like OSRS, but it's sort of appealing to me, and I like MMOs a lot, and like, but I like writing bots in MMOs. I don't like playing, like, I hate tedium. I don't want to just like, I don't want to like grind. And RuneScape is like a super grindy game, but other things about it are appealing to me, like the full loop PvP and stuff like that. But I wonder, like, I know they crack down on botting pretty hard, but I wonder like what kind of automation we could build. I did a bunch of stuff, like, and obviously like there's plenty of people who have like industrial strength gold farming bots, or that's boring, right? I don't want to use someone else's bot. I want to make a bot, and as soon as the bot works, I'll probably quit the game because then it's boring. But like, I don't know. I wonder if Twitch would ban that. I think Twitch like bans you if you're cheating, right? That's like a kind of shitty thing. There we go. We're all done. Are we still locked in this macro? No? We did it. It's done. Yeah, Minecraft bot would be fun. Single player bot, yeah. I mean, that's what we're doing here. I want to I have like a long list of stream ideas. I want to build StarCraft 2 AI. There's like good infrastructure for that, I think. and I don't know StarCraft 2. Like I'm not a. Oh, we need nils on all of these. Oh, gosh. We can just find and replace that. We'll just say them. Replace that with them. Yeah. Like it feels like the thing that turns me off from playing yeah. The thing that turns me off from playing StarCraft 2 is like I like strategy games, but like I also don't want to like kill my hands. Like the fact that like a big like if I'm gonna play Zerg, I'm gonna have to like learn how to do like a macro cycle every 30 seconds, like super muscle memory. Like that sucks. I don't like that. But if I can write bots that do things, then the thing I'm actually learning about the game is like the metagame and stuff, like unit counters and things like that. Yeah, turn-based is sort of like why we're doing this, right? Like this is sort of I feel like, I mean, of course, like something like Civ would be different, right? Because there's like map positioning, but like this is like Pokemon battles are probably relatively close to like maximum complexity for like turn-based 1v1 kind of game, right? At least in the sense that like there's a whole lot of moves to implement and a whole lot of like possibilities, and also lots of things are up to chance. I don't know. We'll see. I just like building stuff. I guess another side of things would be like pick up WoW and like build WoW add-ons, but like you can't automate much with WoW, but I think WoW lets you automate a lot with like macros anyway. So like I don't know. I don't really care about like full on like botting, like moving around, like playing my character for me. I just like I hate like again like tedious clicking and stuff like that. And it sounds like RuneScape. You can't even like everything is like there's not even keyboard shortcuts for things. I think it's just you have to click on things. Like what is this? The Dark Ages? I don't want to use a mouse. Okay, so we're removing all these flag prefixes. Yeah, RuneScape is old, man. Oh, I just realized we should have downcased all of these when we made that macro. Maybe we'll make another macro, and if it doesn't search and replace, it'll be faster. I'm gonna tell myself that's true, because otherwise I will cry. Yeah, it's old, but it's not old enough, right? Like muds don't care if you're you don't need a mouse to play a mud. There's no good muds anymore. I have looked recently. Did you know that like the popular muds, I think like Iron Realms maybe is like the big one that's like still like a mud that is happening and like has people playing. Like they're super pay to win, which is like nuts to me. Like they have like $1,000 purchasable items that make you better at PvP. Like it's crazy. Okay, so we're gonna downcase all of these. So what are recording macro? Go down to the flags, select the line, make it lower. No, not that. Cancel. Record the macro, go down here. Evil downcase. Go to the next thing, go here. Macro end. How long do these take to run? Just gonna fuck us again if we do this. Doesn't, well, at least it's not doing the thing where it slowly walks through the file. It's still taking a very long time. It is hanging my keyboard. Hey, awesome. Well, it was great talking to you, Digby. I'll see you around. Oh yeah, it looks you're like 5 hours ahead over there. So get some rest, dude. I'll see you around. Thanks for coming by. I'll come and say hello next time you stream. Maybe chat a little bit. Yeah, that's a late one. Yeah, this is taking way too long. See ya. See ya when I see ya. Yep. That's how it do be. That is how it is. I'll try and run that. That's gonna take a little bit. How late is it for me? Oh, I've been up for going for 2.5 hours. We'll keep going for a little while longer. I think typically two and a half to 3.5 is my duration for now. I wanna step it up, but I don't have too much time to step it up at the moment. We will. My goal is at least once a week, and then maybe some more as we find the opportunity. But this sort of Friday, what is this time? Streaming 7:30 Pacific, 10:30 Eastern. Sort of gonna be the standby, I think. All right, we're flickering a lot because Emacs is thinking, because it's trying to make a bunch of lines lowercase, but we did it with a keyboard macro. We shall see. We shall see. We shall see. What else is going on here? Maybe we should start looking to turn in. I think once we get these moves done, we'll call it there. That'll be good. We'll see what we got. Maybe raid somebody. I don't know. Figure it out. Solve some problems. I think I discovered the secrets of the raid functionality on Twitch, the twitching television. Because in the past I was always like, what? I have 7 viewers. I have 5 viewers. What's going on? Because I would get to the end of the stream. I don't look at my viewers when I'm streaming. I get to the end and I'm like, oh cool, I have some people, we can raid. And I click the raid button and it says raiding with 1 person, and I'm like, oh shit, immediately cancel, because it's like in my head at least, it feels like a social, like if you raid with 1 person, it feels like you're just raiding for like attention, right? But even raiding like a small streamer, I feel like I don't want to do that. That feels shitty. I want to actually like show the viewers I have something that I think is cool, and like maybe will entertain them as well. But found out that there's just a delay between when you press the raid button and it says how many viewers are ready, and it just starts at 1. So I think you just have to wait a few seconds. So my anxiety got the best of me in the past, but it will not now. We'll maybe find somebody decent. Anyway, well, whatever. We have to wait for this to finish first. It's still running. I guess I can just kill it and see where it stops, but if I'm being particularly impatient, but like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Who knows? We gotta replace all of the ones that are just gonna say like, quote, parenthesis 0, end parenthesis with nil. But that's another easy find and replace. We shall get there. Okay, I'm officially impatient. I'm killing it. How far did we make it? I made it to down here. We're like most of the way through. We gotta do it again. One more time. 100 at M. Go. Alright. Cool. Oh, this has been a fun project so far. I'm really looking forward to it being done, I think, because like, I mean, like we've kind of gotten off in the weeds a little bit, right? And obviously there's tons and tons of like minutia of like the specifics of how Pokemon does crazy shit that we like need to handle. But like it's gonna be so cool. I think it's gonna be insanely sick when it's done, and like we'll make a YouTube video out of it, and like it's just gonna be really cool. I like this sort of like meteor project. Like I'm glad I decided to do this rather than just doing like one-off, like, hey, we're gonna program a little thing today. Because like sure you can get some stuff done that way, and you can build some neat little tools, but like I wanna build something juicy. Something juicy, bro. Thick and meaty. Alright, we should be getting there. Getting very impatient. Hey, thanks for the follow. S1 Nepsy. It's awesome to see you. I'm sorry if you didn't want me to read your name, but yeah, welcome. No, I know it's I always get scared when I walk into like a small stream room because I'm like, I like this person, I'm gonna follow them, but like I don't want them to say my name. I don't want the thing to pop up on the screen that says they followed. So yeah, it can be a little scary, but we're not going to devour you here. No no horrible things have happened yet. So oh, did we get there? No, we didn't. We have more to go. I do another 100 AM. A little while longer now. Oi oi oi. Oh, and evil waveforms. Welcome as well. Getting all sorts of people. Well, I guess we're getting some new faces, some fresh blood here. We can't end so easily. I think welcome. I won't do the whole spiel because you are just following. You're not a you've given me permission to say your name once because you followed, but I will not elucidate further. Hey, what's up? What are you using to print your virtual cam in terminal? Yeah, so it's custom software. It's not even a virtual cam. I can show you as soon as this. Well, let's kill this macro. I actually got to the end. Got to the last line. Let's go over somewhere that has a little more. Hey, thanks. Let's do the demo. The demo, because as you might imagine, people come in and comment on the avatar fairly frequently. So let's so there's this program written in Rust that I wrote. It's Rust and OpenGL. And it draws my avatar, and it draws it to a low resolution texture, and then grabs the pixels, writes them to a terminal. And the background is just like whatever we want it to be. So let's make it say hello S1 Nepsy and evil waveforms, because you are our wonderful new guests. I'm gonna disappear for a second, and then we're gonna relaunch this. It's gonna have to recompile, so it might take a second. We have to play the waiting game, and we should have something more interesting as our background instead of the text from Bulbapedia describing how technician applies to disobedient self hits if you don't have badges, which is a ridiculous thing. Yeah, welcome both of you. That work? Do we save the file? Yeah. So this is the program that actually renders just my avatar normally. So it just it's that Rust program. It uses another program called OpenCFace that just sends runs the machine learning model for the tracking for my webcam and sends that over a socket. And renders the model. Like there's the high resolution version that you can see and the low resolution version in the corner. Then it also prints this out here. So here we are back in the terminal, and with our new background saying hello to you, fine folks, fine individuals. Yeah, what we've been doing here is, as you can imagine, we're doing lots of programming stuff. We've been writing an AI that plays Pokemon Emerald for us. we're kind of getting there. It's sort of, well, what we want it to eventually do is connect to an emulator, read information about the game from the emulator's memory, and also like send key presses back to the emulator. And then we kind of have the brain elsewhere that like thinks about what to do. So what we've been building is we've kind of built the emulator interaction part in a previous stream, and now we're working on the brains. And what those brains do is mostly related to battles at the moment, like solving like what is the best move to make in a given situation in a battle. We're trying to be relatively clever with that because it's fun, and I like fun. I like doing fun things. So we like, and a big component of that is a simulator that can run, can simulate future moves, so we can predict the best option using a technique called Monte Carlo tree search. It's actually the same technique that's used in AlphaGo, the Go AI. So today we've been kind of refactoring and getting lots of data from the game. Notably, where's our move data? Notably, we've been getting a lot of we've been getting move and species data from the game files. We have a disassembly of, or a decompilation of Pokemon Emerald floating around here, and we've been using it to we've been grabbing information from this source code and converting it to our language of choice, which is Emacs Lisp, for reasons that are not super important. And yeah, I think we just finished up pretty much converting all of all the move data to a format that we're kind of more amenable to, and then we're gonna plop this in a source file. We gotta do a few more find and replaces, but that's okay. All right. Oh, we need to close this on the types. So like we don't have a closing quote here. Let's do that. Some regular expressions. How are we doing that? We're saying n space ac g. Okay, I think these are all of our moves now. We're gonna enumerate them all. Yep. They all have a number. And we're gonna grab them all and slap them all in our source. Okay, just put them here. Oh, foo. Let me go back to move data. This comment needs to be spaced out here a little bit. I think those are the only instances of double parentheses. So we can just say, place every occurrence of that with a new line and then that. New line and then 3 spaces and that, sure. Then we'll grab them all, and then we'll put them here. We'll delete pound. We'll leave it for now, but then we'll indent a fuck ton of lines. 10,000 lines maybe. Oh, cool. So we've grabbed all of the moves and all the species from the source code. And now I think we'll see if the thing runs. Did we forget anything? No. Keyword argument flags, yes. We need to update one of our structs to include this. Cool. Oh, we're calling it all species. We need to call it all moves. We need to redefine all species to be the right thing. Great. So now we have this variable all moves that is a list of every move in Pokemon Emerald. They're not all. We're kind of using this functional system to describe how move effects happen. Like we have just this. We need to. That's shitty, but we can easily fix that. Us them, replace that with us space them. yeah, we have this function that takes kind of the state of the current game, and you can do whatever you want here, really. So for moves that have additional effects, like I don't know, like Fire Punch has a chance to burn, right? Like we'll add like a apply status burn them here, or something like this, right? That's sort of the pseudocode. But I think we're gonna have to do that manually, or like at least with, not truly manually. We never do anything truly manually, but we'll have to do it with we'll do it tool assisted, I guess is the correct word. But yeah, we'll see. I think for now I'm going for a minute. It's kind of late, so I'm gonna raid somebody because we got these moves defined. So let's see who we have to raid. Who's alive? Who's up and about this Friday evening? Hey, Hexadigital is live. That is a fun Linux person, YouTuber person. Let's see if we can read them. All right. Bam. Let's see how many people we have. Cool. Got 4. It's okay. Let's do that. I'm gonna fire that off, and we'll head over to Hex. I'll see everybody next time. Probably be back sometime mid next week, and then also on Friday. But at the very least, we'll be back on Friday. And yeah, let's get to it and get this thing done, so we can finish it up and run it and see how it works. Right. Bye. See you now.